Welcome to episode 2 of Games I Got for Free, where I play games that I got for free. I would have made this episode sooner, but life got in the way.
You!
What the fuck?
Oh!
Okay, first on the agenda. Oh yeah. In the first episode of the series, don't worry if you haven't watched it, it's not terribly important to the Games I Got for Free lore. All you need to know is that all the games I obtained for this series were obtained probably illegally, illegitimately. My scriptwriter, me,
Call?
No, you're only supposed to come out during the bit. But I thought this was the bit. No, not this bit, the other bit. Oh, that makes so much more sense. That doofus forgot to add the part where I talk about most of the keys that I obtained for the series were these random CD keys. I didn't choose which keys I got. Oh, and by the way, some of these keys were premium, which costed quite a bit more. And what separated these from the standard keys? I have no idea, but Calico, the game that I covered previously, happens to be a premium key. For that mess up, I shall fire myself after lunch.
1 hour later.
You loser, you're fired!
It's about time!
One more crack like that and you're out of here. Oh wait, one more crack like that, you're not getting your last paycheck.
What paycheck? Neither of us get paid!
Oh yeah! We should start a riot. Oh wait, no, you'll be fired.
Huh? What? Oh yeah, those buzzers means I got a message.
A few moments later.
Huh. Says here that the games that I conjured up for this upcoming series, or any game bought from sketchy third-party game resellers, could have been obtained in a less illegal way than I originally thought. Originally, I thought people would steal credit cards and buy games with that card and then sell them on cheap for third-party sites. Well, they still do that, but it's most likely that someone, I'm gonna call them Saul again because it's funny, emailed a small indie game team / a game publisher and asked them for a handful of keys. Now, why anyone would agree to this? Well, Saul also mentioned that he's a Steam curator and he wants to review one of those games. If the team / publisher agrees, Saul will either use one of those keys and give the review, either an honest one or a biased one, and want a higher chance of someone buying their key, or not play the game at all and just sell all the keys. Credits to Bootcat Studio for providing this information. A link to their video will be provided in the description. Wow, I'm 3 minutes in and I haven't even mentioned the game I'm playing. I'm not wearing a watch. Blight is a dark, unforgiving, top-down action roguelike, luring you to cross the thin line between good and evil, at least what it claims in the Steam page. Embrace your flaws to survive a journey through an Get out of here, Windows! Embrace your flaws to survive a journey through an unforgiving sanctuary, gluttony, lust, cannibalism. How far are you willing to go? Honestly, not very far. I don't want this video to be 40 minutes long like the last one. And I think I'll skip the lust. This game does have As I was saying, this game does have trading cards, which means profit! Yeah! 5 cents, baby! Okay, I'll cool with the jokes. I'm almost out of material and I haven't played the darn thing yet. Speaking of playing the darn thing, how is Blight? Oh yeah, there we go. Oh boy, I sure would love to attack. Get closer? How close do you need to get? I still can't attack. Do I like... Oh! What the hell? Oh. I'll give it one thing, it was definitely forgiving. It might be just me, or the fact that I haven't really played a roguelike before, but this isn't fun. It's honestly more confusing than it is fun. The story goes through how this tree, the soul tree, made life as we know it, or how they know it in this universe, I guess. The soul tree then gave birth to a man, somehow, and that man cared for the tree and built a box over it.
Locked up like Fort Knox and make him stop my.
The tree develops a blight, probably due to the box not having a door or any windows. Can someone teach this guy about photosynthesis? Jeez, no wonder this tree's dying. The blight grew pyro crystals or something, and we need to save the tree for some reason now. Probably life will be good when you solve the issue. After you complete the tutorial, you're thrown into this place.
And I have no idea why.
I'm assuming you'll get more story the further you progress in the game, but that makes this game a lot less engaging, to me at least, because you don't know why you're doing all this. Why should I even bother to go through all this effort if I even don't know why I'm doing it? I might have played the game long enough to learn why I need to save the tree. If the dang keyboard controls didn't give me arthritis. The game does tell you it is better to use a controller, and I would agree, but they like offset every button by one with my controllers. Like, when I press X on the controller, it would press A in-game. Same with the D-pad, pressing up is actually right. The analog stick and the bumpers are the only thing that will work correctly. The same thing happens with the PS4 controller. The only controller that would work with it is an Xbox controller, but yeah, I think I'll take my chances with the keyboard, thank you. Now, you might be asking yourself, why isn't he just remapping the buttons? Is he stupid? Instead I say, why can't I remap the dang buttons? The objective, like I mentioned earlier, is to find the soul tree. The gameplay loop is simple. Go up here, talk to this guy, go through the gate, walk, pick a path, walk, and finally, the game. In order to find the soul tree, we must find the missing part to pass through this thing. You can find it in these chests as well as other items in weapons in the chests. I must pick him up. Like, that's not the son of Frog makes me pet it. You might anger these things if you walk too close to them or they can't see you. There is a sneaking mechanic to get around them, and if you get closer, you can kill them in an instant if you're feeling French. The combat is interesting to say the least. It has this weird grip mechanic where you can grip the enemy and it'll do more damage than hitting it normally.
If the enemy is a certain type.
I don't know which type though. The enemies can grip onto you too. Please do not take that out of context, please! Other than that, you can dash away and charge up your weapon. Both require stamina. The damage system is also interesting as well. The health is those little circles right here. When you take enough damage, you will receive one of these cards explaining what debuffs you have. The more cards you receive, the more impactful your debuffs are, of course. If you have more than 4 of these little guys, you die. There is this transmuting mechanic that lets you increase the effectiveness of your weapon/armor, as well as the occasional shop to buy some items and the occasional boss, and yeah, that's pretty much it. It is a roguelike, so it is no surprise that the entire game is based around this somewhat simple gameplay loop. So now I got the part explaining the game out of the way, I can move on to the not so good parts about the game. It takes forever for you to walk through the gate and to get to the game section of the game, and every time you die, you get sent back to this place. It would have been so much more enjoyable if every time you die, you would get a menu or something asking if you wanted to try again or go back to this hub area. Not force you to go to the hub area every time. Not a very good design choice for a game you die over and over again. It is near impossible to tell whether something is a wall or part of the ground. It's the same with paths that go over each other. This one's probably just a personal preference, but like, I don't like the top-down view. It makes me kinda sick, and it would solve my previous headache if the camera had a slight angle to it. The enemies are too hard. Yeah, I know I'm such a big baby, wah wah, but I did manage to make it to the 25th spot in the leaderboards, and all I did was get killed by the boss in the second room. So that means most people gave up before reaching the second room. In other words, the enemies are so annoying that most people gave up before the second room. The game is locked to 30 FPS. Like, come on, I know this game was made like 6 years ago, but I'm pretty sure we had 60 FPS back then. Weird thing is, it does actually shoot up an FPS around to like 60 occasionally when you're walking in this thing. Not to make it look choppy, I'm assuming. But just make it 60 FPS the entire time. Come on, man. Oh, and the settings menu kinda lacks settings. Where are they? I guess it's time to talk about the things I actually like about it, because I ran out of bad things to say about the Blight, and I didn't start with the things I like about it first, because it retains viewer attention. I mean, you're still watching, so it must have worked. I do in fact like the health system, only if the enemies weren't so dang hard. The art is nice. I hope that doesn't feel insincere. I actually do like the art. I mean, just look at Big Nose! It does actually try to have a story, but is sadly bottlenecked by the fact that it's not a good game as it stands today. 𝘳𝘠𝘬𝘠 does have the potential to be a good game, if not a decent game. It just needs a few tweaks and gameplay changes to get to be so. Would I recommend 𝘳𝘠𝘬𝘠? Nah. Well, you know what they say. When life gives you lemons, you gotta make lemonade. Why did I do that? That was not worth the bit. I'm probably gonna lose a keyboard after this. Oh.